a stress reliever, and being debt-free is definitely a stress reliever. Sister Shelton was talking about some websites that we can look at online in reference to becoming stress-free, debt-free. I've been following a man called Dave Ramsey, and he's talked about paying off your debt. So if you're serious about being stress-free and having a better life, living in your purpose, finding your hidden gems, become stress-free, become debt-free. Seek that out for you. I got a word, a text message that we have some followings on YouTube. So we need to speak a little bit louder because I was hearing that they can't hear us online. So we need to speak a little bit louder so that it can, record so we can be heard on YouTube. Okay, great. So thank you, Sister Shelton. That was awesome.
Yes.
So now we're going to have Sister Tina Wafer come up and talk about small businesses, how to start up small business. Show your love, guys. Here she comes.
Thank you.
You're welcome, love.
Thank you so much. Ladies, I cannot tell you how excited I am to have you all join us here today. We have thoroughly enjoyed you. We have talked about discovering our hidden gifts, right? Just know that we had a particular format in mind when we set this whole thing up. We are actually trying to take you somewhere, all right? So, discovering your gifts, living in your purpose, investing in yourself, and starting a small business. Because there needs to be more of that with a lot of us, if you know what I mean. We need to own our own stuff. We need to invest in our own communities. We need to stop taking all of these great talents and gifts and resources that we have and going to a 9-to-5 and helping somebody else to build their legacy. When what I find is that our children, every generation, have to start over from the bottom. Okay? So, once you have figured out what your gift is, and what are some ways that we do that, we think about the thing that we would do if we were filthy rich and didn't need any money. What would we do all day, every day? That's how you feel. What was that? Who said something? Somebody said sleep. No. But that thing that we enjoy doing all the time, that we do for people free, that we would do if we didn't get paid for it. That is how you figure out what your gift is. And it's usually that thing that people always brag about how well you do at that, but you can't figure out what the big deal is. Like, all I did was, you know what I mean? It's because it is your gift and it comes naturally for you. So if you can figure out what that thing is, and then you can figure out how to live inside your purpose, how to take that gift, help somebody, and end up making a living from it. And you can do that. So there are a lot of websites and classes and courses and whatnot that you can take that will teach you how to start a small business. Step by step, nothing to it, okay? So what I want to talk to you about today are some things that those courses don't usually teach you, okay? And that's the nitty-gritty of what is required to own and run your own business, okay? First of all, you need to know that you will work harder than you have ever worked in your life, and you will make less than you have ever made in your life, okay? All of that happens before the success comes along, before you have enough money to be able to quit your job. Oftentimes, you will have to work a regular job while you're building your business, okay? So the number one thing on the list is perseverance, because if you, and that's again why you need to be doing that thing that aligns with your gift, because it's going to be very difficult for you to work that number of hours and be that dedicated and that loyal to something that you are not really passionate about, okay? So perseverance, you're going to need to know that this is going to take time. And that the success of it, you may not even live to see. Okay? It has to be that important to you that you want to leave a mark on the world. You want to leave a legacy for your family, regardless of whether you are here to see it or not. But it has to start somewhere. It has to start now, and why not let it start with us? Okay? All right, so the desire and the willingness to take the initiative. You know, starting your own business is much like many other endeavors. You have more people saying you can't, you won't, you'll fail, why are you doing that? Then you have people who are saying, yes, go for it, you can do it. And so you're going to have to take the initiative and believe in what you're doing and know that even if you have to stand alone, you know, even if you have to be the one who everybody says, oh, you know, what's wrong with her? Why is she going that route? But it's okay. The passion that you have for what you're doing is what will take you through. So you definitely need the desire and the willingness to take the initiative. You have to be a little bit competitive. Now that was something that was difficult for me. I am not competitive. I just believe that we can all win. We can all get a trophy. You know what I'm saying? There is a place for us all, and there is space for us all. But let me tell you what I found. I found that when you live in your purpose, when you align your gift with that thing that you do for a living, that you become unique to anyone else. There is no competition for Giovanna other than Giovanna. Okay? And so once you figure out that thing that is your gift and you're aligning it and living in your purpose, then what you have to offer is something nobody else has. Okay? And what you have to offer is something that someone needs, that thing in particular, and they can't get it from anybody else. So that kind of alleviates the competition when you brand yourself versus branding paparazzi jewelry, for example, which is what I have on that table. So the door prizes for some guys, okay? All right, so I was doing paparazzi jewelry before I really started to focus on my life. And I was, you know, paparazzi, $5 bling, $5 bling. I'm making paparazzi. I'm helping to build a legacy for paparazzi. It's a good business, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't what I was looking to do. I really was not looking for a way to make a quick buck as much as I was looking for a business that my grandsons and granddaughters are going to be able to have a place to be once they become of age. So I'm looking way past, you know, what's happening just right now. But a lot of multi-level marketing will encourage you to, by telling you that you're owning your own business. Well, let me just say that if you didn't name it, you don't set the prices, you don't decide the rules and the regulations of how things work, it's not your business. And the bottom line is that consultants are really the customers. They are the customers because they buy their items up front, pay in full. So the company, the MLM company, has their money. Whether you sell what you have or not, they have it. And so you're their customers. They just call you consultants. They fool you. And so now you have all of this inventory that you have to move in order to make your money back. The bottom line is that has a place. It has a place, and it's usually the place is to catapult you into where you really need to be. Okay? Because you will meet some people and run across some things and learn some things that will help you discover what your gift is and how to put it to work for you. Okay? Self-reliance. You're going to need self-reliance. You're going to have to depend on self. You're going to have to do most of the work. You're going to have to do most of the figuring, most of the networking, most of the marketing. That's how it goes. Because people don't usually jump on a bandwagon until they see where it's going, see the success of it. And then you'll have all kind of folks, and by then you'll be like, oh no, you wasn't around when I was going through the struggle, you know. Don't try to join me now. But that's something to be expected, that if it's your passion and what you believe in, nobody is going to stand behind it the way you do. Okay? So you're going to need that self-confidence for sure. Determination is a must. You have to wake up determined so that you can go to bed satisfied. Bottom line. And once again, you have to work when you don't feel like working. You have to, put on a smile when you want to frown. And it requires self-discipline because, there's no boss. There's nobody that's going to fire you. So you tend to be a little lenient. But what we have to do is we have to remember that if we would put in and dedicate 8 hours to somebody else's legacy, then we certainly ought to be able to dedicate twice as much to our own. Okay? Then you have to have reasonably good health. Because let's be realistic, if we come to a point in our life where, and the millennials are, they can outrun us, guys, but they don't, because that's not their way. Millennials do this. And they lay on the couch and they eat and they snack and they become millionaires doing this. Okay? So it actually makes things very good for us who don't have back in when I was trying to build a career, you had to be a go-getter. You had to work early in the morning and work extra hours and outrun everybody, and you don't have to do that anymore. Now what you have to do is outthink them. We can do that because we have behind us wisdom, knowledge, and experience that they don't. Okay? So you can compete in this market. All you have to do is modernize yourself and realize that, yes, you have been making this sweet potato pie that was to die for, and everybody in your family loves it, and you're famous for it. And you can now take a phone and put it right there on your counter and video yourself making that sweet potato pie and become a millionaire. Because there are some people out there who want nothing else than to have a grandma or a mama that they can watch and teach them how to do things. It can happen. It can happen. And so we just have to rethink, change our mindset, and realize that it is definitely not too late in the game for us, and we have some things to offer that nobody else has, and things that people will pay for. Okay?